Look at us back again. Back with Ben Whittaker. Ben, last week, I know you was getting rushed by everyone. So I thought, you know what? I'm privileged because I can come in the gym and see you. So I've got to say, first of all, thank you very much for having me up the gym again.
So good, you know what we do. Stick together, Midlands crew.
Love it. Listen, I'm going to start this off straight away. KDot or Drake? I've got to ask.
Yeah, it's a bit of a madness. I like Drake. No, I mean, what I like with Drake's songs, there's still actual bangers you could listen to them, where Kendrick's are just pure bars trying to hurt him, where some of the Drake ones, you wouldn't even think the diss tracks are bangers, so I like Drake.
Do you think that's the appeal of it? Because Drake's got that, like, I'm in my car or I'm in the club or I'm wherever, and those are like dancey tunes. So he kind of gets away with not having the bars that Kendrick does, because Kendrick's going to come with some militant beats that you can't really move to.
Exactly. One of them, the cover's a glove.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is this, man? It's like bars. The bars are hard, but the beat and everything's like, nah. I'm a person who just like beats. Beats and mumble rap, so Drake hit it on the head.
That mumble rap that seems to like it got everyone going. But I've got to shout out Metro Boomin and Future, because they kind of like ignited this beef that's got us all talking. It doesn't matter what you're into. If you go on X right now, the hot topics is KDot, Drake, Metro Boomin. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon for that.
Yeah, it's exciting. That's what the game needs. Back in the day, they used to do it. It's ruffling a couple feathers, getting people talking, and that's what we like.
And nobody knows how to do that more than you. Like I said, ruffling the feathers, getting people talking is what people like. Talk to us about, obviously, your last fight that you had, Leon Willings. I liked it. It was good to see you get those rounds in. But your words, talk to us about that.
Yeah, win. Dropped him, won. Tough guy. It's everything I needed really early in my career. We're actually supposed to be sparring this week as well, so it's good to keep in contact, good to have another contact to spar, and like I said, on to the next.
I will laugh because it was literally you was giving it to his corner was giving it to you, like when you was pausing and saying, shut up, no, you shut up. All of that was there, but look at this. You're inviting him to the gym. You've now become like, he's part of the team, he's part of the sparring. Talk to us about that, because the public only see you, they think that, you've got this arrogant personality, but putting us to shame and silencing us, he's going to be in the gym sparring with you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, boxing's only a sport, so they only get to see you for as long as you're in that ring. They only get to see what you want to give out, and sometimes I want to give out cocky, flamboyant, this and that, but at the end of the day, away from it, I'm a normal person. It's just a sport, and if he can help me, I can help him. That's what we do.
Talking about helping people, let's go back to the press conference of that, because that's when we saw Ezra Arenyeka manage to get through to a media event only, managed to get through security and call you out. You're sat up there thinking, yo, what's going on? All of us are doing our investigations in the background, found that obviously Johnny Nelson knows him. I called out Johnny Nelson, said this is some kind of setup, X, Y, and Z, but we're here now. Talk to us about that fight, because a few people are saying, well, why is he taking this fight? Who is this guy? But your words, Ben.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to say fair play to him. He looked for his opportunity, got his opportunity, and I'm the man that just had to stop that opportunity. At the end of the day, if I was in his position, I'd do the same thing. But then in my position, I've got to show why you don't run up in press conferences.
Do you see him as more like a challenge to, as in, well, we don't know what he's like in the ring because there isn't really that much tape of him. We know what his record is. He's told me that he's a come-forward, relentless fighter. But as far as your opponents go, would you say that he's the most game one, or is he kind of like on par with like Leon? But Leon was quieter though, weren't he?
Yeah, I'd say every fighter has their own challenges. If you look back at my amateur history, for example, I fought someone called Alexander Kisniak. That's what you call a relentless come-forward fighter. And the way I dealt with him and fought with him at a young, early age, you'll see why I'm a step above these type of people.
So when Henry's confident, he said in my video that he's confident that he's going to knock you out. So that is kind of like his vision, his tunnel vision, is he's got this opportunity, he's going to be on the main stage, and he wants to take your crown. Don't you think that's crazy? What, are you going into fight number 6, fight number 7, and it's already like, I don't know, it's like shark-infested waters with you.
Hey, what can I say, man? You saw the tattoo on my back, it's a target. and people always want my spot. Like I said, I haven't done anything yet, but it's a compliment in itself for people to gun for me so early. But like I said, I'm the man that has to stop that, and it's all good and well talking behind the camera with a microphone. When you have to put them shorts on and them wraps, I know that heart's going to be beating.
We talk about competition. The Boxer are building you at the moment, and I make no bones about this. I'm quite honest in my opinion. Do you feel like, I think you're going to outgrow the platform that you're on. I'll give you an example. There's Charlie Parsons, a shout out to him. He was working for doing freelancing, interviewing for several companies. He ended up at Boxing Social, then he's left and he started his own thing. He's got the stomping ground, so shout out to him. People have said to me that he was too big for Boxing Social. Do you feel like that's going to happen with you, where it's kind of like, are you too big for Boxer? Because I see like you're the face of boxing. It was tipped to be Lawrence Okoli. It was tipped to be this person. Then all of a sudden, Ben Whittaker comes out the Olympics and everyone's followers are going up because of you.
To me, that's just a privilege. You never know till you know, really. I'm just taking each fight as it comes. And like I said, it's weird. My profile's growing each and every day. I went from 200K a couple months ago to 1.8 million. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Instagram followers, they don't win your fights. And for me, Sky Boxer, they've put me in that position to get them followers, you know. It's a great platform. People turn on the TV, I'm there. So for me, I'm as happy as I am now.
I spoke to Frank Smith the other day because we get together and we have these online conversations, and I was mentioning about, you know, I saw you in New York with Ben Shalom, and I said to Ben Shalom when I spoke to him, I sent you a message saying, yo, do you want to go and speak to Eddie? Because I knew Eddie was out there, you know, me stirring the pot. I don't care. It is what it is. And Frank Smith was kind of like, well, I've heard he's only got one more fight with them anyway. Everyone's going to be after him, etc., etc. When you're sitting there and you say, we haven't done nothing yet, and listen, I'm not trying to blow any smoke up your ass, but you're not just a target for people in audiences wanting to fight you. You're now becoming a target for promoters that are looking at you and all they can see is pound signs. You're a commodity. How does that feel?
Yeah, once again, it's a privilege. When I was on the GB team, I would have dreamed for times like this. But I manifested it, you know. Every time I'd go for a run, every time I was doing strength and conditioning, every time I was sparring, I thought, this time will happen. And now it's happening. It's kind of like, oh, it's supposed to happen. But like I said, people like the Eddies, Franks, the other Frank, all those people interested in me, to me, it's a blessing, and you never know what can happen.
So have you just got the one fight left with boxing? I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to ask.
All I know is I got to focus on June the 15th, and then whatever comes after that, comes after that.
Ben, the politician, we love that. This guy then is, all right then, when you see this, I'm going to go back to your opponent, because at the end of the day, these are guys that help build your career. When you look at like Mike Tyson's background, his management and his promotional company, they built him correctly. They didn't rush him. They put him in fights that they thought were just good enough, but he'd win. We're in an age now where everything's social media. 2 seconds later, social media. Do you feel that pressure as an Olympian to like fight, already start putting yourself into probably too tougher challenges for where your career is? Or do you think that your promoter and your company manages you correctly, like how Mike Tyson was?
Yeah, I think it's one of them things now. Times have changed. Everybody wants to fights now, especially in England. But for me, I'm 26. Just finding that perfect balance of not dragging your heels, but not running too fast. I'm 6-7 fights in. Some of these guys at my division, they're 38 years old, and they've got all the titles now. So imagine when I'm 30, that's how I see it. So let me take the right fights at the right time. My next fight's for a good belt. And then after that, we see what happens.
I'm one of them that's definitely looking forward to your progression, but I always like to get your opinion on the light heavyweight division. We've had the devastating news, Artur Beterbiev, captain injury. Once again, before his fight, it's all ready to go, and he gets injured. Is it his age, Ben? What are we looking at now with him? Is father time clicking in? And that hurts me to say because I'm a massive Beterbiev fan.
Yeah, me and my cameraman and Neil was talking about it. It was like, apparently the injury is like a 6-month layout for it or something. And then you have to think after that, then he has to get back into shape. Sadly, he might just call it a day, because that's near enough, 8-9 months out the ring. He'll be coming probably 40 then. it might be a bit of a shame and he might have missed the boat. But me being a fan of his, I'd like to just see him go out with that fight.
BIVAL's fighting, and I can't remember the chap's name because I'm going to keep it real with you. I haven't even heard of him. But obviously he's got an opponent that jumped in. I can't remember the chap.
Oh, he's fighting him. Oh, Malik or something. Malik. Yeah, okay. Yeah, funny enough, that's one we was looking at to fight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's who we said to Sky a while back. But fair play to him. He took his opportunity. He fought someone I fought in the amateurs called Jerome Pepton or something like that. Went out there, did what he had to do, and he's got the massive opportunity. So good luck to him, man.
I know you're crazy, and I'm not even going to ask you this because I know you would have said yes at the drop of a hat. If it came into like a step in for Dimitri, you'd go in there because the both of you are.
Yeah, Saudi money. Yo, that would be driving a Lambo next week. So I would definitely say yeah.
And I might be able to squeeze out a new camera, who knows?
Exactly, man. You be coming with the damn Sky Sports thing on your shoulder.
But I thought I added Joshua Buatsi to step in because I know he's at a bit of, obviously what's going on with Anthony Yard. That fight doesn't seem to be moving forward at all. So I thought, Buatsi jump in, but obviously that never happened. But how would you have seen a fight between BIVAL and Buatsi gone should that have happened?
Yeah, I think that would have been the actual gradual next step, to be fair. I think he was supposed to fight him a couple of years ago, something like that. He was first in line. Then I'm sure that Aziz Buatsi fight was the eliminator, so it kind of makes sense. Okay, this is out, you're in. I don't really know what's going on there. It would have been a perfect step up for him. He's waited all these years, beat all the challenges he needed to fight. But at the end of the day, I'm sure business is business and whatever happened, happened.
It seems to be one of Joshua Buatsi's mottos, business is business. And this is why I'm going to ask you, Ben. You know how your career is being managed or managed so far. What is it that you look for as a fighter in a manager? Because we hear about splits. You know, I have used the example of Lawrence Okoli and Joshua Buatsi stepping away from Matchroom, stepping away from 258, and maybe not have had the best luck after. So when you're a fighter and you look at these experiences, what do you look for in that team that's around you to know that you can trust them to carry you through safely through your career?
Well, it's one of those things, you're just mapping out your career, really, not the next fight. You want to see what the next 5 fights are like. What governing bodies can you get in with? What rankings can you get? What fight makes the right sense to get me here and there? And that's what I think a manager should do. It's not always looking at the next fight, it's looking at the 5 fights ahead and a couple of years down the line. That's what they need to do.
So you're a man of strategy and of planning, and obviously that gives you some kind of comfort. But then you can kind of sit back, I guess, and just concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing. But I don't know, Ben, you strike me as somebody that would still want to have their finger in that pie to know what people are doing. I'm not saying you control freak. That's me. I'm a control freak. But it's like having that trust to say, you know what, here's my career. Let me put it in your hands. Even your face, you don't like the sound of that?
Yeah, it's kind of true because we're the ones going in there fighting. So good and well people say, oh, do this, do that, fight him. But at the end of the day, we're the ones got to go in there. And then if it does go tits up, you do just go on to the next fighter. So at the end of the day, you do have to have your own little input. You do have to see what's happening. But at the end of the day as well, on the side from that, you're the fighter. So then being the fighter, you just say yeah to anything. So it's kind of finding that balance.
They've often said that fighters need saving from themselves. Like you said, as soon as I mentioned like BIVAL, you're like, yeah, cash straight. But we talk about the styles that you two have got. You still got a chance in there with him anyway. More than a chance. Because BIVAL's style is a boxer, you're a boxer. Talk to us about those two styles colliding.
Yeah, I'm not too far apart at all. Like I said, all I need is experience. You know, I'm going into my next fight's a 10-rounder. Yeah. Couple of those, couple of 12-rounders under the lights, and then I'm ready. That's how I see. I see it's just all gearing up to those fights, and that's what I'm excited about.
The following, the YouTube. Have you got your YouTube channel now? I thought you have, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have. I mean, I'm on all of it now. TikTok, Instagram. You have to be with it or you get forgotten. So, yeah, I'm on all of it.
So the sales, I say that you're a fighter that is able to sell yourself. Anybody that takes you on is kind of like getting a ready-made package. But you've done that by just simply being yourself, not following any trends, not doing what everybody else is doing. I noticed that you changed up the way that your Instagram was done. I've called people out for like copying the way that you use the manga. I don't care because I've seen it. I know that people weren't doing that before, but then you started doing it and everyone started doing it. So staying ahead of the game, making it a trend. What are you doing now, Ben?
Yeah, you're speaking for me, man. You're my promoter because it's true. Me and my cameraman, you know, we send it to each other. Say, this kid doesn't watch anime. You know what I mean? But now I'm posting it, they're posting it. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. For me to just have one little percent in the game and people to change the way I look at things and do things, for me, it's an honor. Because when I was a kid, all I wanted to do is be there or thereabouts, and I'm in a position where people are messaging me for advice and this and that. They're wearing the boots the way I wear it and things like that. For me, it's good because I came from wearing someone else's shorts and boots in the gym. So for me, it's good.
Humble beginnings and being able to set that example. The example that you're going to set on June the 15th, Selhurst Park, the home ground of Crystal Palace. What can our fans expect to see from you, and why, Ben, should our fans, your fans, boxing fans, put their hands in the pocket and buy a ticket, come to the show? Don't sit at home and watch it. Why should we come and pay our money to watch you fight?
First things first, you know what I bring, man. I don't know, I feel a bit different this fight. There's so many ways I can deal with this kid. I can box, I can come forward and beat him up. I can do many things. Look out the ring at my dad and annoy him, then hit him again. There's so many things I can do, and that's what I'm excited to show. At the end of the day, this is my first spar back, 10 rounds straight to it. I'm in great shape already, and it's just going to get scary and scarier the closer we get.
We love it. Can I just get a quick word in for this one of the sparring partners? Just, yeah, let him jump in because I just want to see. In fact, here's a mic. You speak about him.
Oh, you want me to start? Yeah, so we just got the elite champion here. Great sparring. Came down with Eric Noy. And introduce yourself, big man. Tell me your fights, what you do, Marines, what. You hold them.
My name's Kyle Shortulin, and I'm just won the 80 kilogram national ABA championship 2 weeks ago. And I'm in the Royal Marines.
Same with my brother. That's why I like him too. My brother's a Royal Marine. Seeing him represent the Navy and whatnot, the Royal Marines, to me, fighting for your country, there's nothing better. So we got to thank him. He came down, gave me a good round with Dexter. At the end of the day, having young, hungry fighters like this, the coaches are behind them, trying to beat me up and things. It's only going to push me on, you know. I could easily just have people I'm going to beat up on. People like this, they're hungry for their own. And he gave me a little story earlier. He said when he was 13 or 14, he watched me win my first elite title. And then I went and win and seen him win his, so it was weird. Yeah, it's very weird, but that's the part of the game. We can help each other out, and it's boxing family.
That's one of the things I will say about you is your camaraderie, the way that he is with fighters like yourself, that he'll welcome them in the gym. I've been in here a few times and I've seen like literally, yeah, come back. You'd probably have about 10, 15 of them at the door if you could. You can't let everybody in. I get that. But your experience as working with Ben and helping him towards this camp to fight the confident Ezra Arenyeka.
Sorry, are you asking how?
What's it like being camped with him? Sparring him his first time.
Well, first of all, it's been the best learning experience I've ever had in my career. He's the best person I've ever been in the ring with, and in my opinion, he's going to be the best in the world at light heavyweight. And it's only a matter of time, and that's just how it's going to be. In the ring with him, he's so sharp, so strong, so powerful, and so skillful. And it's been such a privilege to have him come down and invite me to come back, and I'm just very, very honoured.
Thank you very much, man. I'll take over. Firstly, he's only had a handful of fights, and to do the rounds with me the way he did, caught me a couple of times looking at the ceiling. It's a privilege to have people like that, you know, come and work with me. And at the end of the day, he's got his own career. He's going to the GB Three Nations soon. Hopefully he wins that. And whatever he wants to do after that, either it be pro or Great Britain, I'm rooting for him in his own career. Because at the end of the day, we've only got one career and he's doing everything he can to get where he needs to be.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get behind Ben Whittaker. We need to support him throughout his journey. We are Brits after all. He's boxed for our country, not necessarily been in the Marines or the Navy, but he's boxed for our country.
Yeah, I went down on the camps a couple of times, yeah, and man, them boys can run. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it was the boxing team or the running team, because they was lapping me. It. Man, them boys can run. I remember I was down there with George Crotty and stuff, and there was like 400 meters. They was doing 2 laps before I did 1. I was like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah, but the mindset them guys is really good. And for my brother to be in it as well, I feel like I'm part of it as well. So I'm a step aside Marine.
Guys, get your tickets. Contact, I think it's Boxing Dad on Instagram to get your tickets, which is Ben Whittaker's dad. I don't know if Joel B. Clayton, the trainer's doing any tickets as well, but shout out to Joel B. Clayton. He's original trainer, may I add. And yeah, we wish you all the best on June the 15th, and go and show Ezra what Ben Whittaker is about.
You know we do, baby. Glitz and glam and a whole lot of abs.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.